Alright, Liz Demon coming back for more Mass Effect 1. So, we left off, I think it was yesterday I was playing this, and we basically completed Rex, Garrus's missions. I think I spent a large sum of the day playing this. So where we're at right now is basically, there's not too much left to do in the terms of the galaxy map. Now, there are available side missions that we are able to do. I just don't feel like doing them myself. I think I made mention of it yesterday. So what I'm planning on doing is basically completing the last mission that is necessary for us, and it will be Noveria. Now, as I stated before, there's a bit of a glitch that goes along with Noveria, and when we go into the future, when we finally discover our way to Ilos, that it will also be another little bit of an issue. So if we go to Noveria, I can go ahead and land here. And while this is loading up, I'm actually going to go.
Approach control, this is the SSV Normandy, requesting a vector and a berth.
Normandy, your arrival
To
was
figure
not
out
scheduled.
how to do that
Our
again.
defense grid is armed and tracking you. State your business.
Citadel business. We got a Council Spectre aboard.
Landing access granted, Normandy. Be advised, we will be confirming identification on arrival. If confirmation cannot be established, your vessel will be impounded.
What a fun bunch. I think I'll take my next leave here.
Alright, so what'll basically have to happen is when we reach the point where when we notice it start to pop up, I'm going to basically go out of off screen. I have to go into my console commands to actually fix it. The only problem when you play, okay, so we're gonna, as I said before, we're gonna go for Liara because this is where we're going to find Matriarch Benezia, and to top it off, we're gonna bring Garrus with us, mainly because I want that little bit of extra combat. It'll help us in the long run, so let's go ahead and get these guys going with us.
Equalizing interior pressure with exterior
Because
atmosphere.
the main problem is that
Logged.
there's
The
no real way
commanding
to do
officer
console
is
commands
ashore.
without inserting
Exo
it into
Presley
the
has the
actual
deck.
documents of Mass Effect 1. Now, if anybody happens to need to know this glitch and you happen to want to know if I can show it to you, I have no real way of getting. I think there should be a way for me to capture everything on my screen. It's just I don't know how to do it through OBS. All I can say is type in Mass Effect 1 Noveria glitch. It will pop up on Steam for you.
That's far enough.
Because I ended up having to deal with it before, and it won't pop at this point, but it's when we get
We're
to the
not here to
facility
cause
it hits.
This is an unscheduled arrival. I need your credentials.
You first.
We're the law here. Show some respect.
I'm Captain Maiko Matsuo, Ilanis Risk Control Services.
I'm a Spectre. My name is Shepard.
Load of horse crap, ma'am.
We will need to confirm that. Also, I must advise you that firearms are not permitted on Noveria. Sergeant Sterling, secure their weapons.
I never did figure out why they all aim guns at each other here.
Citadel authority supersedes yours.
Like, I kind of get the fact that, like, it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna take your weapons. Like, why the hell have we reached this point already? Everybody's pointing guns at each other.
Stand down. Their house, their rules.
If you think this is best, Commander.
Captain Matsuo, stand down. We confirmed their identity. Spectres are authorized to carry weapons here, Captain.
Very loud.
You may proceed, Spectre. I hope the rest of your visit will be less confrontational. Parasini-san will meet you upstairs.
Behave yourself.
I just hate how loud they make that thing right there.
I'm sure Parasini-san will answer any questions you have.
Alright, so, as I was saying, I was going to try to get back to this game as much as I could today. I didn't think I'd actually get to that point, but it looks like we should be fine.
I am Gianna Parasini, assistant to Administrator Analeas. We apologize for the incident in the docking bay.
I appreciate your help.
You're welcome. You understand our security chief was only doing her job. One of my duties is orientation of new arrivals. Do you have any questions?
Has anyone unusual passed through here recently?
Unusual? And sorry, Matriarch passed through a few days ago. Lady Benezia.
Benezia. She is here?
Can I speak with her?
Benezia left for the Peak 15 research complex days ago. To the best of my knowledge, she's still there.
Could you tell me how to get there?
You'll need to ask Administrator Analeas for clearance to leave this port.
Where can I find the administrator?
His office is on the main level, left at the top of the elevator.
Understood. Can we go in now?
Of course. If you need any help, you can ask me at the administrator's office.
She is here. I can't believe it. I imagine you want to talk to me, Shepard. About my mother.
No, we don't. I trust you, Liara. You may not be military, but you're a part of my crew.
Thank you, Shepard. That means a great deal to me.
Alright. So as I was saying, basically what ends up happening at this place is it's a little time consuming. I personally find it a little unneeded, but there's no real choice when it comes down to it.
You are required to obey any directions given by our security personnel.
No, I'm not.
If you have questions or concerns, our friendly administrative staff is always available. Thank you, and enjoy your stay.
So I do apologize for the sniffling. Unluckily, allergies are acting up yet again. Always fun dealing with these. Ugh. Well, I'm pretty unsure why they're acting up at this point. I don't feel sick.
How can I help you?
I never did figure out how she beat you here. Like, you find her at the entrance, and like the only way it appears to get to this location is to go through that goddamn elevator, right? She literally flew down here in such a fast amount of time, it's unrealistic.
I'd like to speak to Analeas.
One moment, please. Mr. Analeas.
Yes, what?
Commander Shepard is asking to see you, sir.
Right, fine, come in.
Alright. Hey look, a corporate person.
You will excuse me if I don't stand up. I have no time to entertain spaceborne vagabonds.
It's really funny every time you come in here. He has different things to say for basically each one of your beginnings if you decide to choose. So as a spacer, he sits here, spaceborne vagabonds. If he plays a colonist, I forget, but I do know he does taunt Earth if you were an Earthborn, which I find hilarious.
I see you looked up my service record.
Only a fool enters negotiation without knowledge of the other party's tendencies. This greeting is a courtesy. I will only cooperate as required by the Executive Board. Businesses come here to avoid the second guessing of galactic law.
Are you telling me you have no safety protocols?
Don't be ridiculous. Do you think a for-profit company would take no precautions against loss of life and material? Project leads have the final say here, not meddlesome politicians.
So you can ask him different questions about Serena and Matriarch Benezia, but as you guys can kind of tell the way he's talking, he doesn't seem to really give a damn about it.
Do you do business with Saren?
Agent Saren? One of your Spectre compatriots? He is a major investor in Binary Helix Corporation, which is one of Noveria's backers.
Is Binary Helix developing weapons for him?
It's possible, given his interests. What our clients do in their labs is their business.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't seem to give a damn.
I've heard an Asari Matriarch is here. Benezia?
She arrived a few days ago, accompanied by a personal escort and some cargo. She's up at Peak 15.
And this is where you kind of get into details about who Benezia actually got with her. So if you just sit there and say define personal escort, you get told.
Escort?
The phrase is self-explanatory. Bodyguards attending to the safety of her person, mainly Asari commandos.
Commandos? You didn't think that odd?
They followed all our regulations. I had no reason to forbid Lady Benezia from taking them.
I'd like to see her. Immediately.
I'm afraid that you cannot. Peak 15 is a private facility in the Skadi Mountains. Regardless, there is a blizzard in the area. Shuttles are grounded and surface access has been cut off.
What can you tell me about her cargo?
Large, heavy, and sealed. It passed weapons screening. Beyond that, it is not our concern.
What brought her out here?
If I knew, I wouldn't be at liberty to say. She came here as Agent Saren's executor. She is here on business for Binary Helix. There were issues at Peak 15 that required Saren's attention.
I have no more questions at this time.
Good. I received a dozen urgent messages while you did it about.
You gotta love the corporate world.
Mr. Analeas
Don't give a
isn't the
damn
only
about
one.
you.
You've never worked in the corporate world, have you, Commander? You can't bludgeon through bureaucracy.
So it would seem. I need an alternative.
Talk to Lorik Keen. You should be able to find him at the hotel bar. Can't say more. Not within earshot of Mr. Ananias.
Talk to you later.
Very well.
Alright. Although I do really enjoy the different environments they try to throw you in this game. Like, if you go to get Liara, you're on a world that's more molten related. If you go on Pharaohs, it's more like rundown. It's more ruined urbanscapes. It's really nice to sit there and see that. Then they come here and it's like a frozen world. And as you can see, it's just like you just see the blizzard going on outside. If you actually go into details, they actually say it's supposed to be like a fairly hospitable world. So basically, they had to build all these structures in first before they could actually stay. Although I do like Verma. Verma looks like I wish they could have brought that back in some of the other Mass Effects. Also, before I forget. I guess I'll do shotgun again. That thing was big. That thing is coming in handy. And then we will get Liara set up. I don't really need her electronics, but I will do L1. It's mainly because she's more biotic focused than anything else. Garrus pretty much is going to be running my electronics if I don't have Caden with me. It's always good to have two people really focused on that when you're playing this, just so if you decide to choose Ashley over Caden, Garrus is all the way set up for that. He's ready to go. Vice versa, if you decide not to take Caden with you and you decide you want somebody with more combat related strengths, then having Garrus with you is also a good alternative. So let's see, let's get them. Let's get Singularity. Oh, let's see. I guess we could do Barrier. And then I would say First Aid. And then Garrus should have a point as well. And we'll put it in Tactical Armor. That way he's just a little bit better. Oh yeah, I forgot. I had to put mine in Combat Armor. Can I undo? No. Crap. Yeah, that works. And again, this is where I sit there and say it's kind of time consuming. Mainly because that lady, the woman that we talked to back near Annalase's office, she's going to point us towards a man called Lord Keen. And then this guy's going to give us a mission. And then we gotta go talk to the other lady again. And then we get another mission. Blah, 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 blah. It's a little time consuming.
Excuse me, I need a moment of your time.
Oh, look, a nice lady. Let's talk to her.
The male human at the hotel bar. He's a sales rep for Binary Helix. His name is Rafael Vargas. I need you to speak with him.
Do you know who I am?
Everyone here knows who you are, Dullstone. That makes you ideal for my job. You are a known quantity, or so Vargas will think. He will assume you are here to investigate his company's dirty laundry. That will distract him from my real intentions.
I don't know anything about Binary Helix. What would I talk to Vargas about?
I represent the Aramali City Council on Thessia. Our town is known for its biotic amp crafters.
What is your city's interest in Binary Helix? They do not manufacture amps.
Much of BH's work relates to biotics. There are rumors that the Noveria branch has flown in Asari biotics. Powerful ones. Commandos, to be specific. We want to assess any potential risk to Asari copyrights. You will present yourself as a buyer, on behalf of the Spectres or the Alliance. Discuss their military enhancement programs. Your real objective will be to distract him. I will give you a device that will crack into his personal wireless network. It will upload a variety of monitoring viruses. They will infiltrate Binary Helix when he logs onto their intranet.
You think this uniform's just for show? My job is to enforce the law, not break it.
Do you think that Binary Helix obeys all the laws? That they do not spy on other companies?
Again, that gets into morals. Just because one company does it, why the hell are you doing it?
What they might be doing somewhere else doesn't justify my acting against them here.
Very well, Spectre. I will be on my way.
That's why you gotta love the corporate world, people. You gotta love it. It's the best thing in the world. Basically, everybody decides they want to screw each other, and it's the greatest thing in the world.
Afternoon. Sit down, have a drink. What can I do for you?
Are you Lorik Keen? I heard you might be able to help me.
You are the Spectre that just arrived, are you not? What can an old Turian like me possibly help you with?
I'm trying to find a way into the garage. I have places to go.
You need a pass. How fortuitous. I'm the manager of the local Synthetic Insights office. For the moment, at least. Mr. Analaeus closed my office. He claims to be investigating reports of my corruption. The administrator is an interesting man. He's become quite wealthy since he took direct control of rents.
I sense a connection there.
Indeed. I acquired evidence of Analaeus' actions. His hired goons are ransacking my office to find it. I suspect your goal lies outside this port. Mr. Analaeus would be disinclined to let you wander. If you recover the evidence from my office, I will give you my garage pass, as well as a sum of credits.
You have a plan?
I do. However, there is one other... What is that charming human expression? Fly in the lotion? Violence against Mr. Analaeus' thugs may be necessary. He has members of Han Shan's security team searching my offices. He's paying them under the table. Miss Matsuo is unaware of their outside employment.
If I have to kill the guards, I'm afraid I can't help you. There's still the law around here.
True enough, though I hasten to point out that Ms. Matsuo disapproves of outside contracting. If you change your mind, I will remain here.
Alright.
I see no other options.
So this is actually where it gets kind of into the little gray area. Basically what ends up happening is the game does try to make you do some moral high ground where you can sit there and say no. But I think if I remember right, to really just... I think you can go through Analaeus to get a park pass, but it requires you to do some evil things if I remember right. Now, in the case of this, when I talked to him, I said I couldn't do it because I could kill guards. And he's not wrong. Killing those guards is bad to an extent, but for the most part, they are corrupt. So now it comes into the fact that, yeah, I'm probably going to end up doing this. I usually always do this guy's mission. It's usually the best outcome.
Back again. What can this old Turian do for you today?
I've been thinking over your difficulties with Analaeus.
Indeed.
So if I help you, you'll help me.
Yes. You need to get into the garage. If you recover the evidence from my office, I will give you my garage pass, as well as a sum of credits.
You have a plan?
I do.
And again, just repeats
violence,
everything again.
He's paying them under the table. Miss Matsuo is unaware of their house.
Which I don't get why they, in this, they make the same dialogue come out again, because it's just like, okay, I'm interested. It's like, okay, well, you're gonna have to kill him again. It's just like, I get that.
I'll focus on trying to get your evidence. If I'm lucky, I won't have to fight anyone.
Excellent. Here is my pass into our offices. It will activate the elevator. The evidence is on my office computer. This OSD contains an encryption key to access it. Slide it into the drive and it will auto-execute. Oh, and do try to keep bloodstains off the carpets, would you?
Smart ass. I do remember playing this one time though, and I don't know if anybody else has gotten this. I forget if I was playing it on my PC or even on console, but I had a point where I couldn't activate this goddamn elevator, and it infuriated me. I don't know why the game did it. I can't remember if I couldn't activate it or I just got stuck in the elevator and it just kept going and going and going. It was the weirdest glitch I've ever seen in my life. And the worst part that ends up happening is I had to redo that entire section of the game again. I had to go, get off the Normandy. I've literally got to walk all the way up here. I got to talk to everybody. Basically, I had to skip everything all over again just to reach this point. It was infuriating when that happened to me. So, whenever they sit there and discuss the elevator to get down, it's actually going to be over here near the garage. Not too sure why they moved these so far away from each other. I figured they would have put it up in the section where Lord Keen's at, instead of putting it all the way here near the garage entrance. I thought it was kind of weird for layout in these buildings. As you figured, it would have been located where I was at inside all those buildings. That or there'd be a second elevator perhaps to get down here instead of this one near the garage. Alright.
Do not be fooled by these civilized surroundings.
Yeah, we already see a problem.
Secrets and lies.
Freeze! Han Shan security. This office is sealed.
Lorik Keene gave me a pass in.
Keene? Are you working for him? He's under investigation.
Now here comes a little bit of a thing that always comes up again is you can make the good choice or you can end up telling them you two leave all you can, which results in their death. Whenever I first did this, I always usually pick this one instead of you're here illegally. It's mainly because of the situation you're about to see.
Ananias is paying you to shake this place down. Does Captain Matsuo know you're here?
Hey, I'm not the one who wants Keene. Ananias has a Varen up his ass about this guy. How about this? You pretend you didn't see us, we'll pretend we didn't see you.
And it's just right here.
Take cover!
We still fight these guards. I don't know why they put it in the game. It's like, I don't know if it just meant those two in particular that don't fight you, or if that's what they meant to do. I never figured it out. It's just really awkward to the fact that the people that I'm trying to talk to, like, you don't fight them, but then another random group of people come here and start fighting you as is. What the hell is happening over here? I mean, it still gives you a little firefight. You get to kill these guys. It's kind of funny. I will say the funniest thing you can do in this situation, though, is, like, stay here at the stairs. At some point, these guys come charging at you, and if you're a biotic, you can make them go flying. It's hilarious. I wish I had the ability, but I don't. And they're gone. Alright. You can also go in these little side rooms. I actually think one of them should open. There it is. I didn't know you could actually get in these rooms at one point. It was really interesting when I finally found that out, because it was like, it gave me an excuse to explore new things. So you get medical kit, there's another wall safe. I'm not too sure what this gives you. Nothing important. Again, I'm going to turn most of this into Omni Gel. I don't really want to pick up new weapons because I don't have to look at my goddamn inventory to switch stuff. I'm really worried if I go to the inventory, you guys are going to be watching me for like 10 minutes and they're trying, or, well, not 10, but like 5 minutes and they're going through all the crap that I got. And here, Lorik's Keene computer. Alright, so now we got all the data that proves that he is corrupt. So now we're going to take it back to Lorik Keene and see what he's got to say about it. Oh good, we found guards. And it appears to be the same lady we dealt with when we first entered.
You're supposed to be in here, Shepard.
You have me at a disadvantage, Miss...
Oh, now you're gonna show some respect? I'm Sergeant Kyra Sterling, Ilanis Risk Control Services. Ananias would throw you off-world for what you did here. I won't. You know what we did to cop killers on my world?
Your men are dirty, Sergeant. You're here off-duty, breaking the law for bribe money.
I didn't want to fight them. They fired first.
Well, I don't need a gun to rip you to pieces.
Easiest way, do that, and then go through Liara and do lift. And then she flies, and then you kill her as she flies because she's defenseless. Biotics are so overpowered. He's flying, yeah, fly away. And they're all gone. Yeah, usually at this late stage of the game, even if you have like the basic equipment and not the good stuff like I do, killing most of these enemies is actually pretty quick. I mean, none of them are really that dangerous. I don't know why they even try to make it a challenge. And again, I don't even get why there's really a fight scene there for us to go through like combat. I kind of get it because there's going to be dirty guards, but
Commander,
in the stage of the game, it doesn't make
from the
sense.
Synthetic Insights office. Would you know anything about it?
It's probably Ananias' thugs ripping the place apart.
Smartass, huh? That's fine. I can work with that. Meet me at the hotel for a drink before you talk to Keene. I'll be waiting.
Ooh. So you actually get two options in this. So you can either talk to her to learn what she has to say, or you could just go ahead and go straight to Keene and give him the data that he wants. Either way, it pretty much saves him from, either way he does, you know, approve of it. Well, I don't say he approves of it. One he loves, the second one he hates. And also, when we talk to Keen after we talk with her, I'm going to kind of let you know something about the persuasion skills as well.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. Parasini, Noveria Internal Affairs.
Why is an internal affairs agent here?
The executive board knows about Ananias' corruption. I've been undercover for 6 months. I want you to convince Keen to testify before the board. With his evidence, this planet can run profitably again.
Alright, so we learned from her that she's actually she's undercover, so she is trying to learn corruption from Ananias. So she already knew that he has been doing this, she just hasn't gotten any evidence throughout the last 6 months. So you kind of can learn a little bit more about her, saying your job, you can't do this yourself, or corruption. So
You
learn a
work
little
for
bit more.
Ananias. Can't you just take his records?
He's a crook, not a moron. He doesn't keep logs on his computer saying, "This month I stole 3 million credits." Keen's testimony and records are everything I need to prove Ananias' guilt in one package.
Why don't you ask Keen directly?
I'm Ananias' secretary. You'd think he'd believe me? That he'd meet me in some dark alley with his evidence?
Yes?
I thought corruption was the rule on Noveria.
The rule is don't rock the boat. Self-interest is tolerated if it doesn't interfere with business. Ananias is driving customers away.
I love it. They know corruption exists, they say. We don't give a damn. Just don't screw everybody else. I love it.
I need Keen's garage pass to
Best
complete
kind of
my
corruption.
mission.
Good capitalism.
You help my investigation, I'll provide whatever you need. Favor for a favor.
Ananias is dirty. It might be best to help her.
Look, Shepard, I don't like this either. You Spectres play fast and loose with the law. That's bad for business.
So you can learn a little bit more and try to and ask her a little bit more into questions. Peak 15 accident, reach peak 15, Matriarch Venezia. You can sit there and ask her these questions, but herself, she doesn't really know too much. Mainly because, again, she's only the secretary to Ananias. She doesn't know anything about the peak 15 going on. She knows there may be an accident. She knows you can reach it a certain way. And then Venezia, she doesn't know too much. So, in the end, I usually decide to help her because, again, Ananias is theoretically an evil in the place. Corruption is widespread in Noveria, but you know, if everybody's willing to accept the fact that, hey, as long as you take a little bit and you don't cause problems, I mean, again, who cares?
All right. I'll talk to Keen and see if I can convince him.
Thank you. You know where I work. Come talk to me once you know if he'll play ball.
Because I kind of get the idea. It's like most jobs. Well, not anymore. Everybody, you steal from a company, they come after your ass.
Always a pleasure, Spectre. Any news on that matter I asked you to look into?
Alright, so this is where it gets into. You can say lie, not yet. You can say goodbye. You say it's done. You can ask him about Matriarch Venezia, but again, he has no real idea what the hell's going on with that. And then you can do the testify against Ananias. So I'm going to choose this option. Let's see what he says.
Job, but an internal affairs investigator contacted me. She wants you to testify against Ananias.
Now that you have my property, you want to dictate how I use it. I have no interest in a public spectacle.
Alright, so you can sit there and do fine, take it, you can tell him goodbye, or you can say take the evidence then. Or you have a chance to say damn right I will, or you'd be a hero. Now in the case of this is where I sit there and say that playing this a second round does make sense. It's mainly because of this situation. If you don't reach a certain level before doing either Noveria or Pharaohs, in this situation you give him the data, but you don't get Ananias arrested, which will piss off the undercover operative. In the same case with Pharaohs, if you go back with Lisbeth to talk to Jong and all of them back at their safe place, basically what ends up happening is you shoot and kill him. Now, the main thing that comes down to is either you have to go really far into intimidating or persuasion to be able to convince either of them of your ideas. In the case of this, I forget how many points you have to be able to do it, but with the game's leveling system, you may or may not actually have enough to do this. So it does kind of suck. So let's just go ahead and we'll pick the blue outcome because in the end, he'll think about it.
Everyone on this station is chafing under Ananias' extortion. You might end up a hero.
My employers rely on the goodwill of the executive board to work here.
The board is investigating Ananias. They'll be more angry at him than at you.
All right. It is obvious that I cannot dissuade you. Very well, I will testify. Make whatever arrangements you need with your contact. I will wait here.
Also, I haven't bothered to check. Why the fuck is Garrus taking poison damage? Yeah, that's the other thing with this game. The health systems in this have been... It seems like they're kind of glitchy. I don't know what the hell's going on. Like, Garrus is poison. Caden has no health. Arrow's fine. I'm fine. I don't know what the hell's going on.